Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am laughing because I have two kitties here. We got Loki on one side of me, I have Ziggy on the other side of me, and we are going into a video that I actually started filming back in December. This is about a puzzle subscription called Completing the Puzzle. It is something that I was really curious about. I feel like I'm the ideal candidate for it, and I'm excited to share it with you. Now I will say, throughout the course of me trying the subscription, it has been a roller coaster. Sometimes I've liked it, sometimes I haven't, and I will say overall I really enjoyed this puzzle brand. There's a few things I would tweak, but in general I think that's something that is brilliant, and I'm really excited to see how they grow. They are a brand new baby company, and I am not working with them at all. They did give me a coupon code for you guys down below, but I wanted to be completely honest and give you my full experience, my thoughts and opinions, what it is, and I'm excited about it. It's something that I can see continuing on in my life because I'm someone who, one, does a ton of puzzles, and having an ongoing rotation of new puzzles to do is really cool. Two, I really like high-end brands, really expensive brands that if I was only to purchase one at a time could cost me well over $30 per month. So this is going to save me money to try brands that I love, but without having to accumulate puzzles. I'm someone who has way too many puzzles already. I don't need to add to the mix. And finally, I am someone who does not redo puzzles. I am someone who buys the puzzle, does it once, gives it away, donates it, does something, keep it in my collection, but don't redo. Like, I don't redo puzzles, so the fact that I can have a subscription where I'm just doing puzzles, sending it off, getting more to do is brilliant and exciting. Now this video is going to be in multiple parts. So this first section I'm going to talk about what the puzzle subscription is, how you sign up, how does it work, all that fun such. And then the second part is my experience. So I have footage all the way back from December when I initially signed up, so you can see my full month of how it went. And then finally we will come back here and I'll show you my thoughts and experience and opinions and some really cool features about the brand. So that's what we're doing here today. They did give me a coupon code for if you wanted to try it, you get 20% off your first month. I'll leave it down below. But for me, I am purchasing my own subscription, so I wanted to give you that up front as well. Completing the Puzzle is a puzzle subscription where you're renting puzzles. So you have to be comfortable about having puzzles in your home from other homes. Now, I haven't noticed any issues with smell or cigarette smoke or cat fur being in there, but I did have an issue with one of the puzzles, which I'll go into in my experience section of the video. Now, it is $30 per month, which for some may be pretty expensive, and for me, I also thought it was pretty expensive because you're pretty much borrowing puzzles that you're never going to own versus putting $30 a month aside to purchase maybe a new puzzle. So for me, it was a roller coaster of emotions trying to figure out whether or not this puzzle subscription was worth it for me. Now, there is an option which I think is really cool, and after I started doing it, I realized the benefit and how much more value it's giving me. So if you're someone like me who has a ton of puzzles that you're not doing, you can actually send them to them. Now, they have a form online where you can put the puzzles in that you are willing to send back to them, and they can approve it. You can send up to 6 at a time, and they take $7 off a month of your subscription. So I think I have some film, I think I have a little bit of video content so you can see that. So for me, I just did that massive puzzle declutter. I had plenty of puzzles that I wasn't doing, so I did end up taking 6. I put them in the form. It took about 2 days for them to respond saying, yep, we're good to take those puzzles. Now, they do have very select brands that they accept. They also need to, of course, have all their pieces being good quality. So they did give me the thumbs up to send them back. I can send them in just a Ziploc bag. You don't need to have the box with them, so I'm sending them in a Ziploc bag, of course separately, and then I pay the shipping to send to them. But then you get, again, $7 off your subscription. So what was $30 a month goes down to $23 a month, which for me was a lot easier to digest, and it's kind of helped me in a couple ways. One, it's helped me clear up my shelves of puzzles. Two, I usually don't get any type of money back once I purchase the puzzle. I'm not someone who sells puzzles. I've always been someone who gives them away. A couple times I've sold puzzles, but it just becomes this big whole fiasco and it's just a lot of work. So I'm not someone who sells the puzzles once I receive them. So this is a way for me to get a little bit of money off of a subscription. I'm totally cool with that. So for me, super exciting. To sign up for the subscription in general is super easy. You just do like a little quiz online. You can tell them your preferences, and they do have 3 different options for piece count. I did the intermediate because I don't have a ton of time to do those 1,000-piece puzzles right now. So I do the 500 to 750, and that is perfect for me because I have a ton of schoolwork right now. So again, having larger puzzles I don't have the time for, but also I'm thinking I can do those 500 to 750 pieces pretty quickly, so then I can send it off faster and get another puzzle. So that is awesome. Now they do also have an option for making a wish list, which was a game changer for me because I am someone who is very particular of the puzzle brands that I enjoy, very particular about the images that I do. Now I'm not sure because I think it actually launched during my first month, but for me, I couldn't make my wish list until after my month started. So the first puzzle was actually based off their recommendations, and then the other puzzles were based off my wish list. And I did, ever since that first puzzle, it has been wish list items. It's awesome because it just adds value to me. But if you want the surprise aspect, now they do go off of your quiz, which the first puzzle was fantastic, and it was probably like my favorite of the 3. So I'm excited to show you my first month. So let's just go into my experience and how it went, and let's just go into my first month. I'm excited. I do have my first bag here. Now, I purchased my subscription on a Monday and it arrived on Friday. So it did take 5 days for it to get to me. Now I'm a pretty fast puzzler, so I'm gonna be doing this puzzle today in one sitting and sending it off tomorrow, which is Monday, because this is Christmas weekend. So I also purchased it on a very rough week for shipping. I believe they do ship from Texas, so it's right in the middle of the country. It took me 5 days and I live in California. I wanna show you what it looks like. Now I'm not showing the front side because it's just the address label. I did have this sent to my house, even though I do have a P.O. box for my channel, just because I didn't want to have longer time waiting at the post office picking this up. So it is sent to my house, and it does come in like this blue bag, so you don't get a box, you just get the puzzle pieces in a bag. Let's just dive into this. I am so excited. Alright, here is the bag so you can see it up close, but let's just tear this open. So I need to tear above here. It says, oh hey there, we hope you enjoy this puzzle, and you can see that it is resealable, hopefully. So this will be the bag that you use when you are done. Alright, so here's all the stuff in here. We'll talk about the puzzle in a second. Over here, let's see what we got. So we have completing the puzzle, every day I'm puzzling. These little cute coasters, I'm guessing what they're supposed to be. We have a letter from them. And it says, thank you for joining the Completing the Puzzle family. We hope you enjoy your puzzle. If you have any questions and feedback, please email us at us. And then it has like their contact information. Oh, and it also has it also gives you the instructions for the subscription here as well. We have my return label, which I'm keeping down just because, again, it's sent to my house. So I'll have this for when I send it back. And now let's look at the puzzle. It comes in this really nice Ziploc. It's called Cactus Bloom, and it's 500 pieces. And let's see. Oh, that's really fun. I like this image a lot. So it is from New York Puzzle Company, and it is Cactus Bloom, and it's 500 pieces. But I'm very curious to see how the puzzle pieces are, or if they have any smell to them, you know, because sometimes when you're thrifting puzzles, they have a story behind them. So let's just open this up. But as far as images go, this is something that I totally like to do. So I'm excited. All right. So here we have the pieces. And it doesn't feel, I don't smell any like smoke or dog, or, you know, like they don't have a smell to them, which that's something for me to really mention, because sometimes when you have a puzzle that's been in like a smoking house, it can really be apparent in the puzzle pieces. But the puzzle pieces look really nice. So let me just do this puzzle real quick. I won't film it because I may be doing multiple puzzles in this video, so I won't film it, but I will do the puzzle, show you my thoughts and opinions on the puzzle itself, and then, yeah, continue on the month. So I'm very excited about this. Let me just do this puzzle. Here is the final puzzle, and I really enjoyed this one. I like that it was a little bit more challenging with because there's only a few different textures in here, but Really like the colors, really love this imagery. Reminds me of some deserts that we've gone to in the springtime that have this type of blooms. Really bright and bold, definitely the quality I remember New York Puzzle Company having, so I enjoyed it. Now we will send this one back and see how long it takes to get a new puzzle. I know once they receive it, they have to count the pieces and then they send a new one. If you do end up noticing while you're doing the puzzle that a piece is missing, you just let them know. Or if you may have lost one and found one later, there's a whole system for that too. So I'm just gonna bag this guy up and send it out. All right, so it is January 6th. It is a Thursday, and I did get my second completing the puzzle, and I'm excited to open it up, so let's see what we got. All right, so here we go with the second puzzle. I will say returning it was super easy, but it was a pretty lengthy process. We'll deal with that part later. Let's just focus on the puzzle and see what we got for puzzle number 2. So we have our puzzle bag, we have our shipping label, which I'll keep over here, and then we have the puzzle, which is Art and Fable, which you guys know is one of my favorite brands. This one is called A Good Morning, which is one that was on my wish list, so that is exciting that they follow it, or maybe it was just accident, but they followed it and I got something on my wish list. And you guys know I love this brand, and this is one of their 750 piece counts. I have not done one of them yet, so I'm excited because I've only done 500 and 1,000, and they just started doing 750. So I don't think I'll finish it all in one sitting, but I will finish it probably tomorrow and have the puzzle out probably Saturday. So I will only have it in my possession for a few days, and then we'll send it on its way. But this one looks super fun, looks pretty easy, and we're just gonna get started. All right, good morning. It is Monday. Sorry for the noisy cat's water dish, but I have finished the Art and Fable puzzle, and it was super fun. Did it over a couple of days when I was like watching TV, had it on my lap, and I really enjoyed doing it just a little bit more slowly than normal, and I really enjoyed this one. I liked the 750 pieces. I still think the 500 piece is my favorite just because they're super quick and easy, but this one was pretty easy. I want to say it took me probably like 4 hours to do. Hi Loki, but I'm about to pack it up, so I wasn't super concerned about me having it for a few extra days because it wouldn't have really gone anywhere over the weekend. So I'm mailing it out today, and I think I'll have just enough time to receive a third puzzle. So fingers crossed that I do, but I'm just going to show you what the finished product looks like, and then I have to go to work and mail this, so that's what's happening. Alright, so here is the puzzle. Super fun, very interesting design. So I really didn't have any issues with the fit, but I really liked it. I really like the cat here. She has lots of lingerie. It's just, I don't know, a really quirky puzzle picture, but liked it. Gotta pack it up, and then fingers crossed we get a third puzzle. Alright, so today is January 19th. It is the day before my subscription renews. And just in time, I got the third puzzle. So I did end up receiving 3 puzzles for my first month. Let's just take a peek of what's inside. Alright, so we are doing this puzzle on the table today. I'm actually really excited. It's beautiful outside, the door open, and I'm ready to crack open this and see what we got for puzzle number 3. Alright, here's the puzzle bag. This one looks like it has been through a couple cycles, but it's called Crazy Bug Bouquet. It's 500 pieces, and this was also one in my wish list. So I'm loving this. It's so bright and colorful. This is from Ebu, and I have had a really good experience with Ebu. I know it's mixed reviews for quite a few people, but this is a circular puzzle, 500 pieces, looks relatively easy. So I'm gonna do this puzzle and send it out hopefully today. So I will have like completed 3 puzzles within my 1 month of having the subscription. I mean, so far the pieces look really nice. You know, they're super, super glossy, which is one downfall for me for Ebu, but their piece quality I've always enjoyed, and they're just like giant in surface areas. I'm excited to get this going, so I'm just gonna get started. Okay guys, so I started flipping over the pieces and looking at them. And I'm not going to do this puzzle, and I'll show you what I'm discovering. This is part of the risk of doing a puzzle that someone else has done, is that you don't know the condition that you will receive it in, although the subscription does say that they clean them or at least sanitize them. But on this one, something is on the puzzle, so I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. All right, so I was starting to flip over the pieces, and you can see here, there's like something on the piece, and then I pulled some aside so you can see what I'm looking at. There is something on the pieces, and I don't know if it's like chocolate or, I mean, this way the coloring is, I don't know if it's even blood. I honestly don't know what's happening here. So I'm just going to not do this puzzle and send it back, and each puzzle does come with an ID number, so I'm going to email them to let them know something is on this puzzle. I just don't know what this is, so I'm just going to avoid doing this. All right, so I did pack up the bag and I took pictures. There's a form on their website where you can contact support, so I did that, and it asked for pictures and the ID number for the puzzle, because each individual puzzle, not just like the type of puzzle that they have, but each individual puzzle has an ID number, so that way they can like pull it from their lineup. And so it's just so sad because that was a really cute puzzle. I just don't know what that substance is. So I'm gonna give them until like Monday to see if I get a response. All right, so I will see you in a couple days. So it's the next day. Excuse my wet hair, it's just early in the morning, and I was checking my email, and they did actually respond within like a couple hours of me putting in my inquiry. So it was really easy to submit my issue. They apologized and are immediately sending me a new puzzle. So I really appreciate their customer service on that. It is unfortunate that that happened, but I mean, I understand they can't go over like every single piece that comes back to them with a fine-tooth comb. So not super mad, a little, I don't know. I mean, I did wait a while for another puzzle to come, so that is kind of annoying, but at least it's fixed and something is on its way. And if you want to know what happens to this puzzle, they just said to recycle the pieces, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I am back, and as you saw, the first 2 puzzles were perfect, beautiful, very good quality. The third puzzle I did have some issues with, but I'm actually really impressed. Oh, we have an Oliver. I'm actually really impressed with the turnaround and the customer service with them, because it was super easy to send them my issue. No, it was a super fast turnaround for that whole situation, so it actually helped them quite a bit, because in my head at that point I was like, not very excited about the brand. I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it or not, but it was just a really good experience about how they handled that situation. I hope that makes sense. But as you saw, I did receive 3 puzzles, and all 3 are from brands that I love and are beautiful and are high end, and so they are expensive puzzle brands when purchasing on their own. Now for me, I was really curious about how much it would have cost me if I had just purchased those puzzles, because I could have easily took that $30 and just bought a puzzle to have forever, you know? So I wanted to see how much these puzzles cost, including the shipping, because if you're purchasing one puzzle from one of these brands, you're going to pay for shipping. Sometimes if there's deals, sometimes there's free shipping if you hit a certain threshold, but I just did the basic math of if I purchased one puzzle with the shipping, how much it would cost, and it ended up being about $97 total if I was to buy these brand new. But again, I am someone who does not redo puzzles, so it would have been $97 to do each of those puzzles once. So it did end up saving me about $67 max, which is kind of crazy. Now again, the third puzzle I didn't end up doing, which if you even take away that one puzzle, it's still around $60 worth of puzzles versus renting them for $30 or $23 if I go the route with like saving money, you know? So it does actually save me quite a bit of money, and it's brands that I really enjoy. And you guys know Art and Fable is one of my favorite brands, and they have almost every single one available on their website, which is so exciting because I can do all those beautiful puzzles that I love from that brand that's my favorite, but I don't have to spend the $38 price tag, which is one puzzle plus shipping. Now, of course, I want to be 100% honest with you, so there are a couple things that I would change if I was them. So the first one is the turnaround time for shipping is quite long. So I was, of course, right in the middle of Christmas and New Year's. So there was a lot of holidays. There was a lot of like just shipping in general. So I probably picked the biggest hurdle when it came to shipping for them. And I did still end up getting 3 puzzles, but each turnaround was about 7 to 10 days, which is quite lengthy. They're in Texas, I'm in California, and it was just very long of a wait time from when I sent out a puzzle and I got a new puzzle. Now I kind of wish instead of them waiting until they receive the puzzle and confirm the piece count, which I understand that aspect of like why they do what they do. I just wish they noticed once my tracking was going that they sent me my new puzzle, because that would cut down shipping by like half and I would be able to, one, receive more puzzles, but also the turnaround time isn't as long, because that was for me the thing that was drive me nuts, because I mean 10 days for a turnaround time, which was the longest period, which of course was during like Christmas and New Year's, but I mean that was a third of my month was waiting for one puzzle to show up to my house, you know. So for me that is their biggest opportunity. Now they do have an option where you can have 2 puzzles at a time, so they do have that option. It's more of a cost, so you can have like 1 puzzle at your home, 1 puzzle like rotating, so you can have 2 out at a time, which is really cool, but you're paying more money. I just wish the turnaround time was just faster. I also, of course, had that 1 puzzle that I wasn't able to do because of, I don't know what was on it, to be honest. The coloring was the thing that was driving me, the coloring was making me a little bit weary, because it could have been like chocolate milk, you know, but the way the coloring was and the splatter was, I was like, did someone just like cut their hand with a knife? Like I didn't quite know what was on the puzzle. So it could have been something completely fine, but the fact that 1 puzzle did arrive dirty, it just gives me pause, you know? I do know that they sanitize their products between uses, so I'm thinking it's like an LED situation, because of course it's cardboard, you're not gonna be like spraying bleach on these puzzle pieces. But again, they remedied it really quickly, so I just really liked their customer service aspect on that end. I also wanted to mention that I did get my next puzzle. So let's just look at this, because I'm very curious to see what it is. I did open it, but I didn't like open it, you know. So let's peek at what we have. It's called Balloon Festival. There are the pieces. And this is pretty. This was on my wish list. You guys know I love hot air balloons. I don't know the brand. I'll try to put it on the screen or down below. But that is gorgeous and so pretty. So that's exciting. Now I will say this subscription is not going to be for everybody. If you're someone who purchases puzzles as keepsakes, it's not for you. If you're someone who is weary of having someone have done the puzzle before, this isn't for you. If you're someone who's like a slower puzzler, maybe you're only gonna get 1 per month, it's still maybe more cost effective, but maybe not as cost effective if you're getting 2 to 3 puzzles per month. So if you're a slower puzzler, this may not be for you either. But if you're someone who maybe doesn't have access to a lot of puzzles in your area, or you're someone like me who doesn't redo puzzles, or if you want to try really high-end brands but you can maybe only afford 1 per month, this is a great way for you to try multiple per month and have it be a little bit more cost effective for you. So it really just depends on whether or not you think this is going to be worth your money. For me, I am continuing on with this service even during this time when I really can't do a ton of puzzles. You know, I'm in school right now, I'm doing my capstone paper, I maybe have a couple times a month to even sit down to do a puzzle. So having this puzzle already ready is making me excited to just like do this puzzle. You know, I don't have to figure out which one I'm gonna do next. It's already coming to me in the mail. So I even appreciate it at this time when I can't do a ton of puzzles. It's just nice to see a new one come in. So I'm really excited about this. Again, it was definitely like a roller coaster of emotions when I was doing this month. But in general, I am excited for this type of subscription. We'll see once I am out of school if I up it to having 2 at a time. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.